In the first task, we are going to arrange some screens and we will practice a little bit the object handling in the 3D space. So as the task shows you, you have to add 5 generic flat screens to your workspace. So just go to Screens, Generic, Flat Screen, and add 5 generic flat screens. First one, second one, third one, fourth, and the fifth one. And now we are going to arrange them in the way the task asks you to do so. Okay, so that's the first screen on the left side. And as you already know from the webinar, it really depends where you select the screen. If you select it on top, then you get the reference lines here. If you select it here, then you get the reference lines on the right bottom corner. With Shift, you can toggle between the snapping tool. Okay, so they should be in the same level and there should be a distance of 2 meters. So I activate the measurements like this and type in, for example, -2. Then I select the next screen. It should align to the left border here and to the right border of the center screen. So I select it more on the left side, press Shift one time to arrange it in one line, and Shift the second time to activate the horizontal snapping. So as I get the text box, I just click in there and type in 2 meters. So then I have the screens on the bottom. They should be in a distance of 2 meters. So let's type in 2 meters. And I select on the right side again, keep my left mouse down, press Shift just one time, so I have my horizontal snapping or my vertical snapping, and I switch over to horizontal snapping and move the screen a little bit to the right apart. As soon as I get the text box, I just type in 2.5 meters. And it's the same for the last screen, so I select it on top because I'd like to have it in the same level up here, and then I select it again, press Shift. You don't have to keep Shift pressed, just click on it or press on it one time, and then you get the reference line here again, and I just move it to the very left border of the top screen to get the reference here. I just click in there and type in 2.5 again. So now I have my first arrangement of the first 5 screens. I also can select them all, move them somewhere else. The second part of the task is to arrange 3 screens next to each other and to change the angle of left and right screen a little bit so that you get an open V. Best practice tip is to arrange or to align the screens at first in one level. So I change back to a 2D view and I select my right screen, move it to the center screen so that the borders snap to each other. I do the same for the left screen, and then I have it like this. So in the next step, I change my view, or I rotate it a little bit. You can do it with Alt and middle mouse, or you just grab the inspector cube on the left bottom corner of your workspace, and then you select the screen, and now you have to select it on top. Then you select the center point of your rotation and move it somewhere else. Normally it's in the middle. Then you select this one and you click on the small point and move it to the left border of the screen. You really have to move it quite far. It snaps quite long to the center point of the screen. If you have changed the rotation point, then you can easily use the grab handles and move it for 45 degrees. If you want to have smaller steps, you can use Shift, Or if you really want to snap to 7.5 degrees, so you will get 45 degrees in the end, you just have to rotate it up here. If you change the center point of your rotation, it doesn't work for the text boxes in the inspector. The text box in the inspector still refers to the center point of your screen. Then we select the left screen, select it on top again, zoom in a little bit, select the rotation point and move it to the right, and here the same 45 degrees, and now that's how it looks like. Then we select all, just draw a window and move it up here so that we have more space down here again. Okay, in the third part of the task we are going to arrange 3 screens again, and in this part we also have to move them a little bit in depth. So again, align the screens at first in one level. So let's start, let's say this one is the screen you want to reference everything to. So I select the screen, move it a little bit to the left, activate the snapping, move it a bit more, and then I type in 0.5. And I do the same for the very right screen. I select it, move it a little bit to the left, type in 0.5 meters. Okay, now we arranged all in one level, and now we just have to change them in depth. So either you can trick on or treat it a little bit. Now you can, for example, type it in. So this one is at 0, set 0. So if you want to move that one 1.5 meters to the back, you can type in minus 1.5 meters, for example. Or you again just use the snapping tools. You select the screen on top. I just keep my left mouse down, activate the first snapping direction, then the second snapping direction. Now I can move it back. So you see it on the white line which crosses the center line. This always indicates the direction where you can move your screen. So for example, if I now press Shift again, you see that the different line will be highlighted. I hope you can see it in the video. If you do it too often, then you get the information if you want to lock your shift. No, we don't want to lock the shift, so I select the screen again, toggle to the correct snapping direction, and now I can type in 1.5 meters again. And that's it. So we have all 3 screen setups. You can move it around again, and don't forget to save your project.